dead. As far as I can tell. I'm the last one alive.
I was a mild-mannered chemist. I formulated your toothpaste. Then they came, and everything changed for all of us. First, we sent out our bravest, most competent, most handsome diplomat to meet with them. It didn't go well. They call Earth Region 72. They want to capture us, enslave us, and take our planet. But if we have anything to say about it, our region will remain free.
There's events.
Come on, man!
They released Monster O.
They're here already. You're next. You're next. You're next.
Hello, and welcome to episode number 31 of Region Free. How is everybody tonight? Hope everybody's having a good Thursday. I want to draw everybody's attention to our Patreon because I recently posted asking for topic suggestions, asking for live commentary suggestions, anything that you guys want to hear us talk about, or live commentaries you'd like to see us do. Go there, post, and let us know. So that link, of course, is in the description. Let's see who's with us here so far tonight. We've got Dave Vanderhoff. What's up? We got Captain Halloween, my buddy Keith, Punisher Batman fan. We got Chris all the way from Berlin, Germany. How's it going, man? Joe Bob Tarheel, hello. DJ Donnelly, DJ, hope you're doing well. Gary North, hello. Movie Madman, hello. Richard Scottinky, how are you? Let's see, there's Joe Reese. What's up, Joe? John Avenger, howdy do. How are you? I'm going to bring on tonight's panel. First up, all the way from New York City, Stone Gasman. How's it going, Stone?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening to you, Piz. Yeah, I'm in here in New York, just dealing with the temperature changes and real world events. But at the same time, I'm actually doing really well. I mean, work has been smooth. Just still dealing with train rides with just people that don't want to wear masks and just want to get into people's faces for money and everything. But other than that, things are going awesome here in New York. Yeah, glad to be here tonight and glad to do the show.
All right, man. Good to see you. Right. Glad you're here. Also joining me tonight from the Flesh Wound Features YouTube channel, the man with the sexiest beard I know.
What's up?
How's it going, Dan? You doing all right?
It's going. I'm doing well. Looking forward to the show.
Good, man. Good. How's everything in your neck of the woods?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I stayed up like all night watching news, so I'm just kind of getting that final burst of energy through my monster. So not too bad. I'm looking forward to discussing horror of the imaginary variety.
There we go. That's the horror that we like. Also joining me tonight. Honestly, I said Dan had the sexiest beard, but I don't know. This guy's beard's pretty sexy too. We may have to have a beard off between these two. Let's see. How's it going, Stingray?
I was about to say I have a beard as well. What's up, guys? Glad to be here as always.
What are we drinking tonight, Jay?
This is Dark Magic.
Okay, cool.
Good stuff.
Sounds tasty. Sounds tasty.
Trying to get lit up like Dan is over there.
There you go.
Yeah. Just get that coffee, pour you some Monster in it,
There you go.
Is that energy drink or booze? Dark Magic.
No,
I've
it's
not heard of.
It's just coffee. Just
Okay.
Just a very dark blend.
Okay.
Very nice. Very nice. So it's good to see you, Stingray.
Absolutely, man.
Right on, man. And joining me tonight also, Christian Hanna Hira. How's it going, Christian?
I know.
How are you?
Good, man. Doing pretty good. How y'all doing?
Good. What are you drinking in that? Is that a Halloween mug?
Yeah, it's a Halloween 2 mug.
Nice.
And it's just I got when it's Halloween time, I buy and a very large amount of pumpkin spice flavored coffee. So I'm pretty much stocked through the year. I'll be eating Frankenberry in July. So I go hard during the Halloween shopping season, as it were.
You stock up. I feel you. But you got to stock. Well, back just a few years ago, you had to stock up on that cereal, or else it went pretty quick. People were like insane about that cereal. So you had to stock up if you wanted any, and you had to be there, ready to fight for your Frankenberry.
You'd have thought it was toilet paper last year,
Nope. Yes, indeed. Well, it's good to see all of you all. We may have somebody else jump on. Maybe a couple of people jump on before the end of the night. But I don't know. Let's go ahead and dive into. Let's head down to Texas, and by Texas I mean Texas by way of Bulgaria. This is some news that just broke today about the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre film. Netflix subscribers watched 29 million hours of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022, and it is currently number 2 on their most watched list.
Nice.
I think I've seen it 7 times. So yeah.
that really is awesome, and I'm so happy that the fans are watching the movie. God knows I've watched it at least 3 or 4 times. So that's great.
Cool. I've not rewatched it yet, but I probably will at some point in the near future. I certainly rewatched that ending several times. Again, that ending just got me.
I've asked several people, and I don't know your number rating, but if it had just ended before that, how much would it have brought the movie down for you?
I would not have been happy. That ending is just beautiful to me.
Piz hates curly hair. You heard it here first.
There you go. Exactly. So apparently Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a hit. And when you think about all the shows and all the movies, original Netflix titles, for Chainsaw to be number 2, I think that's pretty impressive. And keep in mind too, I bet Chainsaw cost the equivalent of 1 episode of Stranger Things.
I'd say less. Yeah.
Probably less. Yeah. So I think you can probably guarantee that there's going to be another one. Netflix is probably already already working on that. I know the director David Blue Garcia has said that he's got some ideas. So
Have at it.
I don't know. Yeah, you know what? I see ya. Why not? Have at it. I know. I know. Dan, you saw the film. You talked about it on Flesh Wound Features. You were kind of iffy about it. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, the kills were awesome. I thought it felt more like a Hatchet sequel, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. You know, nothing wrong with that. I mean, hey, I popped for the ending too. I enjoyed the hand being bent back and then stabbing him with the wrist. I don't think I've ever seen that in a movie. So yeah, the gore was very creative. I didn't think much of it beyond that personally, but I will say this, irregardless, the fact that this is number 2 is huge for the horror genre. Because you're right, there you go. There's a million things on Netflix right now.
Yes.
And I mean, hell, they just paid I know that Will Smith movie was like $100 million. That Chris Pratt movie was like even more than that, like $200 million. The fact that a horror film that cost the catering budget of one of those movies is trending at number 2 is massive. I think you'll see more franchises, not just Netflix, Hulu. Of course, we got Hellraiser coming. I'm kind of curious how that does, and it's great news for the genre.
It is. Let me tell you. I now officially have a thing for curly-haired ladies. All right. I officially have a thing now for curly-haired ladies. So
she get electrocuted though? I don't know. It's kinda...
I can feel the electricity coming off of her, and it's hitting me right in the heart.
The shittiest Bride of Frankenstein ever.
So
looks like she got a grandma haircut. She got my grandma's hair.
Don't talk bad about my lady. Come on, don't talk bad about my lady. Steve Ray, what were your thoughts on Chainsaw? And if they do a sequel, which we all know they're going to, what do you think? Where do you think they should take it?
Man, I loved it. It's the gore, the kills. It's exactly what I wanted. You know, from a 9th installment of a franchise. You know, like I had zero expectations. Was completely surprised. Like I said, I think I've seen it 7 times. So,
wow,
I've enjoyed it quite a bit.
That's cool.
Lucky 7.
The lucky 7. There you go.
Going for 8 later on tonight.
If they do a sequel, what do you think?
I'm up for whatever, man. I think like a 90-year-old Leatherface is kind of crazy, but you know, you kind of suspend that disbelief a little bit. You know, just he's like a magical person at this point.
There's a lot of time in between what happened in the first film to what happened here. There's a lot of story they can tell in between. How did Leatherface meet this woman that ran the orphanage? You know, is that woman maybe his biological mother? Do we know that? I don't know. I could see them bouncing back and forth. Here's how that should have ended. That post-credit scene. Leatherface is walking down the road to the old house. He opens the door. Darkness. We hear scratching. Then a cigarette lighter clicks on. There's Chop Top. He goes, "How you doing, Bubba?" He's got the coat hanger in his hand. "Hey, Bubba." That's how it should have ended. That's how.
Hey, I'd love to see Chop Top come back. I know Dan did a big show last night about that, but
yeah,
I think you were saying the grandpa, right, Dan? You want to do a prequel with the grandpa?
I think that would be kind of cool. Do something different that focus on another character. But hey, you're going to get a sequel to this one without a doubt. Now it'll be a direct follow-up, which kind of at least eager to see them do that rather than reinventing it every single time.
Yeah, can you imagine? Because I mean, they said the cook, Drayton, said in the first movie he was the best killer there ever was.
Yeah.
So I mean, just imagine, if the hook and pull gang hadn't collapsed, God knows how many head of cattle he would have killed at one time. What did you think of the new Chainsaw, Christian?
Hell, I loved it, man. I had a blast with it. Easily one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best Leatherface performances I've seen, quite frankly. And I do hear the comparisons to the Hatchet, and let me tell you something. I'm a Hatchet fanatic, so give it to me. It doesn't. I could give a rat's ass if how connected this feels to the first one tonally. It makes no difference to me. I'm in this for one reason: to have a good time. What's that Poison song? Nothing but a good time. That's all I need, man. That's all I need. And I know I understand that's not what everybody wants or needs, but let me tell you, man, that movie was a cold beer to me. So I want more. I loved it.
What do you want to see in a sequel when the sequel happens?
Well, if you remember the post-credit scene, he went to the Rambo house. Do you know what I'm talking about? That's the Rambo house from Last Blood. That's the same exact house.
I've actually not seen Last Blood, so
what do I? Yeah. Somebody, I can't take credit for noticing that at first, but somebody on Twitter shared that. What do I want in a sequel? I'm gonna say that he's probably on. I have a wild idea for a sequel. I think I want Leatherface takes Dallas or Leatherface takes Austin. He's loose. He's gonna leave Harlow. He's gonna travel somewhere. I want him to go to a big city. I want him to raise hell. I want him to fight a amateur boxer on top of some kind of building and chainsaw the boxer's head off, and the head rolls down to a garbage. I want more craziness. That's what I want. It'll be groundbreaking if this happens, because it'll be the first part, the first part 3 ever to happen in a storyline wise. So if they actually do this, that will be a groundbreaking event to me. Maybe not to anybody else, but the first part 3. I mean, this will be cool. So yeah, I'm down.
Yeah,
Leather goes to Vancouver.
What I do think is cool though is, I mean, nobody talked about Leatherface when it came out. There was no hype for it. As soon as it came out, it got panned and then it disappeared. Even Chainsaw 3D there was a little bit of hype for it, as I recall. It came out and then it just kind of disappeared.
Not in my heart, baby. It's been with me ever since.
Even my memories of the beginning, it seemed like the beginning kind of opened strong and then it just went. It kind of pulled like a Friday the 13th remake kind of thing, where it kind of opened strong and then it just immediately vanished. So I mean, there's all this, whether you love it or you hate it, people are talking about the 9th Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. 29 million hours have been spent watching the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. It's number 2 out of everything that's streaming on Netflix. And there's a lot of stuff on Netflix and a lot of much higher profile stuff on Netflix right now that's got huge stars in it, huge budgets. And here's this little movie shot in Bulgaria that probably cost, like I said, one episode of Stranger Things, probably less. They could probably shoot 2 chainsaws for the budget of one Stranger Things episode. So I don't know. I think it's kind of cool, whether you like it or you didn't. Wolfgang Blaze 4Ks are natively region free. The only thing you need to worry about with 4Ks is if they do come with a Blu-ray, the extras will be on the Blu-ray more likely than not, and the Blu-ray will be region locked. So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
Our old buddy Cola's Gay is here. Have a great show tonight and wish you all the best. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
What's up?
Thank you, Cole.
So yeah. Stone, I don't believe I asked you your thoughts on the new Chainsaw. What did you think?
Yeah. All right. I don't want to be a looming rain cloud here, because honestly, I was 100% neutral. The thing about Texas Chainsaw to me is I adore the first two films. I can watch them together. I can watch them separately. Every single element about those first two films, directed by Mr. Hooper. Yeah, I adore every single second of those movies, and I will watch them for decades after this night. The rest of the series, I am very, very, very mediocre. Extremely mediocre. The remake, I remember seeing in the theater and thinking, this is pretty good. They got to me. They got to me with that remake. Mildly. The rest of the films I've either disliked or dismissed or downright hated. And I'm sorry to say I hated Texas Chainsaw 3D. And the one I haven't seen is the last movie, Leatherface. This Chainsaw Massacre, I found it very slick. I found it very polished. I hated the CGI gore. I freaking hated it. Look, I'm old school Tom Savini practical gore. I am, and I'm the CGI gore in that movie. I thought was just, it was like watching just a waterfall of blood. And look, you could say, and look, I mean, sure, if you want to go to Niagara Falls, if it was blood, sure, go ahead. The thing is that I didn't care about any of the characters. I did like that one guy, but he died too soon. It frustrated me that characters appear to be killed constantly, and then they're magically back to life, or they can just get up. After a while, I was asking, does anybody die in this movie?
Wait a minute, Stone, you're telling me that you did this little firecracker right here didn't set your heart on fire?
She's cute. She's cute. I didn't care for her character. I didn't care for any of these people. I don't know what it was. And I just, there were things I admired about it. I especially, there were scenes that I thought really got to a fever pitch. Like the one specifically that I remember that I really liked, it was when the police car crashed. And that one girl has to figure out how to get out of the car, even with Leatherface taking care of somebody behind. The bus scene I thought was a joke. I mean, I thought it was a pretty bad joke at that. I laughed at it. I laughed at it.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah, I know. And see, that's the thing, is that I can watch this movie again with those two scenes in mind, thinking, okay, I can have fun with this, even though I didn't love this movie. When I first saw it, I was leaning on a 2 out of 5. Now I'm leaning more towards a 3 out of 5. Now, look, you guys have convinced me actually to watch it again, so I do intend to see it again. I just, for that first viewing, I was very, very indifferent to it. But bottom line, and this is the last thing I'll say, I did like it slightly better than Halloween Kills. How's that for an opinion?
Okay.
I don't know what else to say about it, honestly.
Okay. Well, Christian, did you like which did you think was better, Kills or the new Chainsaw?
Gut instinct, I would probably say Chainsaw, because it was more entertaining to me. The thing about Kills is I there are things now that I see that are funny. The whole Evil Dies Tonight stuff, it's so silly, and it's like I've gotten to where this is the thing about Kills. When I watch it, because I've revisited the film a number of times, I still can't tell if it's supposed to be this serious slasher film or schlocky and fun. And I'm assuming more serious. I can't see David Gordon Green saying this is going to be so funny when they start chanting Evil Dies Tonight. I wasn't on set, so I don't know how they did that. But this movie, whether they cut out a bunch of Sally stuff, whether they edited the hell out of this movie, I just thought it was so funny. I missed it when I was a kid. You know, it wasn't until YouTube till I started having these conversations about I didn't care about the characters. When I was a kid, it was just how funny was that part in that movie in Quick Romano when he has the cat and the cat's fat and he wants to kill it. Like I never talked about I didn't like these characters because I'm not a critic. I don't talk like that. I just thought this movie was hilarious and so entertaining and over the top. And so that's why I loved TCM. I thought everybody getting killed was the greatest thing ever. Leatherface was like he was like Victor Crowley. Like he really was. He was strong. He was a monster. No, it's not the first movie, but I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent. I would take TCM over Halloween Kills. By how much, I'm not sure, because I do get some enjoyment out of Kills, and but TCM, I was literally standing up. My wife was like, "Stop it, Christian, sit down." Like when he ripped the bitch's head off at the end, it was like, oh, you'd have thought it was like the scoring touchdown in the last, 30 seconds of some Super Bowl. I was like, yeah, get that motherfucker, Leather. Christian, stop. Take it, rip the bitch's head off. Go, let's go. I mean, I was going nuts. I was having so much fun. But that's just me. I understand that's not what everybody wants. Some people want that first movie and they want the. I could give a fuck about it being the first movie. That's just me. I mean, so it's going to be different for everybody. But TCM 2022 is a fucking juggernaut to me. I'm sorry. I just thought it was the most fun I've ever had on Netflix.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the way I look at it. It was just fun. It was fun. It was exciting. I was excited while watching it. I wasn't thinking about anything other than just Leatherface doing his thing, and so I don't know. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I mean, it was stupid fun.
There you go.
Stupid, gory, fun time.
I just feel like this was an 80s slasher film, and that's in the heart. That's just what it was. It was so superficial. It was like The Mutilator, or it was like pick one. Just pick one. It was like that to me. Granted, there's the millennial type characters now, but that's the culture today. I don't like that culture, but that's the culture today. So that's why those characters are retarded like that. I don't know how else to say it. But back in the day, everybody was having sex and drinking beer and not caring about anything. So that's why, it's an 80s slasher film today. That's the way I see it. So,
yeah.
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm just going to say we need to take advantage of merchandise because Chia Pet.
Oh my God.
Leatherface holding the head.
I thought you were talking about the girl. I thought you were talking about the girl.
I am right up there. Leatherface holding the head and you sprinkle the water on it.
I love that idea, Dan.
Dan, you better get in touch with somebody now.
I love that idea.
Somebody.
Just make it happen. That's payment enough.
Yeah. Or just a decapitated head of her screaming, and like it's all bloody and nasty, and you just put the and it. That would be I would love that. I'd buy like 3 or 4.
The plant grows and then like blood comes out of the eyes.
Yes.
That'd be hilarious.
I love it. I love it.
To complement Christian's point about this being a stupid, fun 80s slasher movie, look, the thing is, like those slasher movies, I think the best thing about Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 is its brevity. It's 83 minutes. You're in, you're out. I wasn't bored by any second of it, and that says a lot. That really says a lot. I mean, and it does harken back to those 80s slasher movies. All it's missing is, I don't think we had any boobs in it, but right? Am I wrong?
That might be a blessing in this case.
Yeah, but no, I'm with Christian on that. Definitely.
I kind of wish Granny Girl would have opened her top a little bit. she's of age, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Go back and watch Ghost Story, Christian, for Alice.
And not to go back down the Halloween Kills rabbit hole, but can you imagine like the writing sessions with David Gordon Green and what's his name?
The Bride.
Danny McBride.
Danny.
Yeah, like Danny, like going like. Make it, put a penis reference in there. Wait, we're trying. This is supposed to be serious, Danny. Dude, listen to me. People love a good penis joke. All right, just put it in there. All right. Wait a minute. Hold on, dude. Instead of Michael just killing the girl, let's have him kick the door. The door will hit her hand. Her hand will bend back and she'll shoot herself, bro. Brilliant.
So
there you go.
Hey, Piz, we got to.
Those are those riding stations.
Hey, Piz, we got to hook up for spring break, man. Seriously.
Oh, geez. Good times. That's about all. Well, if you want to talk about Halloween, I guess we actually can. The news was that Jamie Lee Curtis is officially wrapped on Halloween Ends, so she is, or Lori is done. Lori is done.
thank God.
Yes, Lori is done. And somebody tweeted at me and told me this. I don't know if it's for real or not. Maybe you guys heard, but like the somebody at Universal Pictures, some big uppity up at Universal Pictures said this is the final Halloween, period. And that was my reaction to that. Like, if that's, you know, but I mean, to try and get people to go and watch it, you know, I'm sure they'd say anything, but this is definitely not going to be the final Halloween. It could come out and tank and nobody see it and it'd be horrible and blah blah blah. 5 years from now we'll have another Halloween. There's no question. Maybe not even 5. It will be rebooted again. There's no question about it.
Yep. For better or for worse.
For better or for worse. So Laurie Strode, certainly we're not going to have any more. Well, Jamie Lee Curtis won't be playing Laurie Strode ever again. I don't think. Hopefully not.
You can get Granny. Well, she is already Granny Laurie Strode, but I could see them doing it. Honest to God, as long as she's still able to stand upright, I would bet you money on that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let me ask you a question, Piz.
Sure.
Honestly, don't lie to me, okay? Do you really want him to ever stop making Halloween films? As big as a fan of you are as a character?
Well, I mean, we always get on these discussions of, you know, the legacy titles, just repeating the legacy titles over and over again, and there's no room for original IPs. I think that, you know, there's room for both. It's just that the franchises, the brands, because let's face it, they're brands, they get big theatrical pushes, and the original IPs go to Shudder or Netflix, and you've got to scour to find them.
Right.
I wish we could, you know, I wish we lived in a world where both of them had equal representation on the big screen, but unfortunately that's not it. And I mean, I'll watch if there's a new Halloween movie, I'll watch it. There's no question. I mean, I have that kind of loyalty to the brand, but see, the people behind it, you know, Jason Blum and people at Universal and everybody know that that's not just me. That's many others out there. If you put a movie out called Halloween with a guy in a white mask in it and a knife, people will come. So I'll never stop watching them, because they'll never stop making them unless it gets into some sort of legal fiasco like Friday the 13th, and we can't because there's no more. Yeah, I don't want them ever. I guess I don't want them ever to end, honestly. Part of me does and part of me doesn't. Part of me wants there to be, you know, part of me thinks that if Halloween ends, or if there's no more Friday the 13th, and something will have to come along to fill that void. But it'll probably just be like, here's a Pumpkinhead reboot, or here's a you name it. Here's, I don't know, whatever, reboot or whatever, requel. So I don't know. They're never going to stop making them though, unless it gets into some legal. We have some legal issues like with Friday the 13th. So, anywho, but go ahead, Stone.
Oh, so I guess that the only franchise in our lifetimes which will always remain untainted is Back to the Future.
Let's hope so.
Well, yeah. I'm kind of surprised they've not. I'm kind of surprised they've not tried to do something with that one, to be honest.
Well, Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale said absolutely not. Never, even after we die. Never.
Jaws.
After they die, though, I mean, their estate, they get dollar signs, baby.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a price.
Exactly. They sent Ted DiBiase in there. Man. He opens up the briefcase.
You'll definitely get Jaws, and I think it'll be almost definitely disappointing, but you will get it. Spielberg's kids are probably just waiting to.
Oh yeah.
That's a big payday.
Spielberg's kids, they're sitting on Jaws. I think they're also sitting on Catcher in the Rye. So as soon as didn't Spielberg also say something about Catcher in the Rye, like I would never let Catcher in the Rye be made into a film or something like that, because that was Salinger's thing, and then Salinger died, and then I think Steven Spielberg stepped up and said, "Well, as long as I'm around, it's not going to happen." I think it was him.
I mean, if you remake West Side Story, why not just be a complete whore and just do them all? You can't really. There's nowhere to go but up after that.
Yeah.
Let's see what's Nick here is a big Halloween guy. Let's see what Nick has to say about it. Never stop making them. I'll take a shitty Halloween sequel over never seeing Michael on the big screen again. The character means too much to me. Well, you know what? You owe Kevin Williamson and Wes Craven a big debt, because Halloween was going straight to video, if not for Scream. So it would have some of those scripts that got turned into Hellraisers probably would have got turned into Halloween. So you'd had Halloween Hellseeker and Halloween Hell World, Halloween World.
I'd want it to go the Leprechaun route. Michael in the Hood actually could be a lot of fun. It would have been better than Kills for me, honestly. Put Ice-T in that thing. Boom.
Oh, Ice-T. My girlfriend and I went away for like a little Valentine's thing, and we were hanging out in the hotel, and literally Ice-T was in every commercial that we saw. He was in like a Cheerios commercial. He was in an insurance commercial. He was in what was the other? Just like Ice-T everywhere in commercials. And I was like, honey, he used to be a gangster rapper.
Yeah. From cop killer to showing Ice-T.
Yeah, it's like he went from being a cop killer to playing a cop. Now he's doing commercials. But he's funny though, because I saw an interview with him somewhere, and they were asking him what's the difference between a pimp and a hoe. And he goes, I'm a hoe. He goes, you pay me, I'll do it. I.e. the Leprechaun movies. And somebody said, well, what if somebody said, could you produce a David Hasselhoff rap album? And he goes, hell yeah, it'd get done for enough money. Yeah. It probably wouldn't be good, but it'd get done. So if you got the money, he'll do it. You know what I mean? So
next show, I want his wife Coco up there instead of her.
Oh, Coco.
Now you're talking.
Well, you guys see that that halftime show? The F the police, and now you're Doing the halftime show.
I actually, I actually did. I didn't watch the Super Bowl at all.
It was a good game.
Oh my God, is this true? Is Arrow releasing Girls' Night Out on Blu-ray?
It's about time.
Is that something that just popped off? I don't. Girls' Night Out's definitely not my favorite slasher from back in the 80s. I'd say it's more of a D-lister, but I'd still own it just because, I mean, come on. The killer in that crappy looking bear costume with the steak knife claws. I mean, come on, just watching that alone's kind of fun. But if it's happening, I'll buy it, I'm sure. So
it'll be an upgrade over the Media Blasters DVD for sure.
Yeah, that thing's like 1 million years old too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be like 15 years old by now.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm sure Dawn of the Discs has probably broken this. Let's see. Dawn of the Discs breaks everything. Yep, there it is. Girls' Night Out. They've even got the cover art and everything. Holy crap.
Good for that.
Oh my God, it's even got the bear. I love this cover art. Hold on, let me share this. I love this cover art. I might just buy it just for the cover art. Let's see. Let me find my Chrome tab here. Okay, here we go. Bam! Check that out. How cool is that?
That's money.
Oh.
I like that. Got the bear there, the steak knife claws. They all went in, but only a few got out.
Oh.
That looks like a perverted Paddington bear.
Yeah, Paddington and Return of the Living Dead 3, kind of. Yeah.
Exactly.
I like it.
Yeah.
Take my money.
Let's see. They had some other scoops here too. Let me see. What else did they have? Wild Things is coming from Arrow too. 4K. Wild Things. Denise Richards, Nev Campbell.
Nice.
In a swimming pool together in ultra high def.
Bill Murray.
Not
was
bad.
Awesome. Sorry, I had to say it.
Let's see. That's all I see here. Oh, okay. So this was Arrow. Arrow put out yesterday this cryptic, like, hey, we've got new releases coming out tomorrow at whatever. And they posted a picture of bacon. And like I was thinking, like, what movie is associated with bacon? And then somebody was like, it's got to be a Kevin Bacon movie. And I was like, oh,
That makes sense.
What Kevin Bacon movie could it be? I never would have thought of Wild Things, but Wild Things is coming. So
I haven't watched that in a while. I do remember a couple parts of that pretty well, though.
Indeed.
A couple of parts.
Yeah, I'm planning on going to see it. I'm planning on going and seeing the Batman with Jeremy. So 3 hours, man. Good Lord. It's going to be, I hope it doesn't feel like 3 hours, but I mean, I'm definitely going to be like, go slow on that Coke, Bubba.
Get your
Go to
Get
Taco
your
Bell.
We'll be going to the bathroom multiple times during that one.
I'm eager to see Pattinson in it, to be honest. I wish it wasn't 3 hours, but I am a fan of his. I hope he does well in the role. I think he will. You go watch like The Rover and everything he did after Twilight. He made some really good career moves, and the stuff he did with David Cronenberg's really good. I think he'll pull it off. I have faith.
I do too. He is a legitimately good actor. I mean, just watch The Lighthouse, or there's a really good movie nobody talks about where he's Good Time. Yeah. I loved that movie. Loved that.
movie. So it's better than
Safdie.
Yeah.
Movie. Woo!
I like that movie a lot. Yeah. Cabin in the Woods is getting a 4K steelbook.
Oh,
is that right?
Cool.
I remember liking Cabin in the Woods a lot. So,
Cabin Fever in the Woods.
Wasn't there supposed to be a sequel to that at one point? Must have died, but I heard there was some sort of follow up to it.
I don't remember. There's Jamie in the chat. Hey, Jamie, how's it going? We got Gibbs in the chat. He's a big Twilight fan.
There you go.
So, you know.
You're voting on commentaries, so.
I think your microphone's coming through your headset, Christian, and not through your mic.
I thought they were shelling Jay again or something.
But does anybody have anything that they want to, any topics they want to discuss tonight? I was hoping Sam would be here because she said she had a brand new Sam Slams.
Is that better?
Yes.
And we've
There you go.
yes, there you go. And we've not had a good we've not had a good slam in a while. So, but you know. What were you gonna say? Who did I talk? Was it you, Stone, or Dan?
Yeah, it was me. I didn't. I mean, I kind of have a couple of mini topics that I don't want to dwell on too much, but at the same time, I just wanted to throw them out there. I've only been to the theater once this year, and it was last week. I finally, on the very last day before it left the Alamo Draft House, I went to go see Spider-Man No Way Home. When Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland hug about 2/3 of the way in, yes, sorry, spoiler, but I think everybody's seen it by now, I cried my fucking eyes out. There was something about this movie, because it doesn't just celebrate Spider-Man. It celebrates 20 years of films and franchises and characters. It's basically a bouquet to comic book nerds, but at the same time, you don't need to be a comic book nerd to enjoy it. It's the just every actor in it was great. Every actor in it just was amazing. I think my favorite was probably Alfred Molina returning as Doc Ock. That was just delightful. I mean, Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin. They all come back, and it's amazing. There's a reason why it's the #1 film of 2021, and I think it's now like number 5 on the all-time box office list now. It's either number 5 or number 6. That's massive. It's my favorite Marvel movie, and it may eclipse Superman as my favorite comic book movie or superhero movie. There was something about it. And Spider-Man is not even my favorite superhero. It was really bizarre how much I found this movie a delight. I just found it another delight. I loved all the twists. I loved all the characters. I loved everything about it. The music, the effects. It was a joy to watch. And, well, stand by, because this year we're going to have 2 sequels to the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie. That's going to be the next, I guess, evolution of the character. But No Way Home was one of the great movie experiences of my life. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say that. I don't know what it was. It just touched on every emotion, every fiber of my being, and you know, like last night in Soho, it for some reason there was something that exploded within me when I watched it. I never thought a movie like this could exist, but yeah, after 20 years of Spider-Man movies and many other movies that are even not even connected, it's just amazing. I recommend it to everyone and everyone. Anyone I think can enjoy this. It's a universally, I think, acceptable movie, and I think that it needs to be seen. It's kind of a shame it only got nominated for visual effects, but it's I found it truly, dare I say it, amazing. And I may be late to the bandwagon, but look, I wanted to see it on the big screen before it left. I was alone in the theater. And that was a joy, an utter joy to me. So I wanted to mention that, but I also wanted to mention that, as I said last time I was here on Region Free, every Saturday night throughout 2022, every Saturday night at 10 p.m., I will be doing an audio commentary, largely looking at 50th anniversaries. Although this Saturday night, I wanted to make a special announcement now that this Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be doing a 100th anniversary audio commentary for Nosferatu.
Oh, nice.
It was released in Germany on March 4th, 1922. So I knew I had to do this when I realized that Nosferatu was coming up on its 100th anniversary. It is if you're a horror fan and you haven't seen Nosferatu, please see it. This is the ideal way to see it, I think. Well, look, okay, I'm not saying I'm going to be delivering the greatest commentary on earth, but at the same time, I have been preparing for this. It's something that I've only seen the movie a couple of times. I love it, and I don't want to like expound on everything. I'm not even going to go through the list of what I have written down as to what I'm going to cover. But at the same time, this in film history, I can't think of a more iconic, immortal film in the horror genre than Nosferatu. It inspired all the Dracula adaptations that came after it. Yeah, it was basically an unofficial adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula. And Bram Stoker's widow actually ended up suing F.W. Murnau, the director, and the production. And, that is something I will talk about in detail. But like I said, if you haven't seen Nosferatu, I highly, highly implore you, come to my channel Saturday night at 10 p.m. and I'm telling you, we will go back in time 100 years and experience one of the most groundbreaking, influential, insanely visual movies in the genre and in film history as a whole. So,
are you a fan of Shadow of the Vampire? Have you seen that?
You know what? I'm going to be watching it tomorrow for the very first time. I missed it in the theaters. I am ashamed to say that. Absolutely.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Willem
That's a good one.
Dafoe and John Malkovich. Yes. And I've heard nothing but incredible things about that. And of course, I will be talking about that as well. So, but yeah, Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'd love to see all of you come out for Nosferatu, a symphony of horror, directed by F.W. Murnau.
There you go. Mark your calendars, folks.
Yes, sir.
Dan, I know you went and recently saw in the theater a horror movie that is an original IP.
I did. The Curse. Wow. Which like nobody. Well, I actually will say though, in fairness with this one, it got like no advertising. No. It feels like you didn't even know it was coming until like 2 weeks before the movie came out. But yeah, I did see director Sean Ellis's The Cursed, which is set up as a werewolf movie, and I was very, very impressed. We'll call it a werewolf movie. There's more to it, but excellent atmosphere. Boyd Holbrook, Kelly Riley, all just powerhouse performances. This is great, just gothic horror, but also very gory as well. So practical effects fans, there's some moments in there that really caught me off guard. If you were left wanting with the Benicio del Toro Wolfman, I think you'll enjoy it. But like I said, don't go in expecting a full-on werewolf movie, but it's werewolf-ish, let's just say. Well worth your time. And I was gonna go. I'm probably gonna go see that Studio 666 tomorrow, which is the Foo Fighters horror movie.
Yes.
I don't know
Why you
anything
gotta say it
about
like
the
that,
Foo
Dan?
Fighters.
Why you gotta say it like that? It's the come on. No, I'm fucking with you. I'm actually really excited because I'm a Pat Smear fan. That's why I'm ready to go see it.
Have you heard much about it? Is it like something that you need to know? Like that was my concern. I'm like, there's going to be all these like references that are just going to go over my head.
I don't know. I know the Foo Fighters are going to this house to record their new album, and the whatever's in the house possesses Dave Grohl. I think that's probably about all you need to know about it, honestly. But
it's not the first band horror film. Lordy had Dark Floors, you know, so I don't know. I'm interested. I didn't think like Foo Fighters. I'd like to see like the Marilyn Manson sort of horror movie or something like that.
Me and my guitar player are going tomorrow at lunch to go see it, and he's excited. And
nice.
I shouldn't say the spoiler about a cameo that's in it, but it's been all over Twitter. People have talked about it. But a horror director icon has a cameo in this movie, and
that's cool.
I'll just give you a hint. He loves it when a movie he made back in the 70s gets made because he gets a check every time. So that's the guy I'm talking about.
I wonder who that is.
Catch my drift.
Mick Garris.
No, not Mickey. He ain't cutting. Nothing by Mick's getting remade. Mick Garris gets the Stephen King, he gets the Stephen King like sloppy second movies, and he gets that shitty what's that television version of The Shining. What the hell is that all about? Stephen King, listen to me, you son of a bitch. You got look, the bottom line is Kubrick said it ain't no good. Your screenplay sucks. Get out of the way. You can't accept it. The audience is like, bro, this movie's amazing, but you've got to go on Mick's podcast and run your little mouth with your weird looking face and saying, oh, screw Kubrick. So that's why we made the TV. Well, guess what? Your TV movie, it sucked. Okay.
It's
Mick,
bad.
you took your job. You got paid, Mick. God bless you, Mick. I love Mick Garris. He made some of the most awesomest okay movies ever. I love Sleepwalkers and Critters 2. Critters 2 is awesome. But Stephen King, get off of your freaking high horse. For God's sakes, he made a better movie than whatever your screenplay was. How do I know that? Because tell me a better movie than The Shining, for God's sakes. Stone, say what you got to say. I know you don't like The Shining. Well, guess what? You got a problem with me too if you don't like The Shining. No, I'm kidding. I love Stone. But my point is that TV, Stone, how about this? You watch that damn television Shining, you look me square in my optic stems, and you tell me that it's better than Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. I dare you. I will spread my cheeks live on this show and do the Ace Ventura whatever for whatever. I'm serious. Is that bad? Please tell me
Christian,
you've seen
I've
it.
seen 5 minutes of it. I agree with you. The Kubrick's film kicks that movie's ass. Okay.
I think that may need to be a region-free live commentary. Is the Shining TV movie
minus the cheek spreading?
Let me give a.
Well, if it's on Patreon, I can do it.
Let me give a quick shout out here to our good friend Nico. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat, sir. Preach, teaches, glad to be in such good company. Thank you, Nico. Appreciate that, man. Hope you're doing well.
$10, I'll spread my cheeks as well. So
OnlyFans.com.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that very much. Another thing that I think has been a detriment to The Cursed is it's not just that it's not been promoted, but it's not even got a wide release. Like my local movie theater is not even playing it. So I'm going to have to travel to go see it, which I plan to do. I'm going to go this weekend and do a double feature of that and Studio 666. So
that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Yeah. I hope more people check it out. it's I think it's really good.
Mhm.
I think also Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of took the all the hype away from it as well. So
Yeah.
but yeah.
I mean, we've got some. I mean, this has to be a joke. Doctor Sleep is great. I
Oh,
think
He's
but
not joking.
not better
Nick
than Shaun.
loves Doctor Sleep. He loves
Doctor
Doctor
Sleep.
Sleep.
Doctor Sleep is good. I like Doctor Sleep a lot. It's not The Shining though. It's not
no,
The Shining.
it's a good
My favorite,
sequel.
my favorite part of The Shining is, Stone. You'd appreciate this. It's when that dude in that weird bear costumes kneeling over that guy that's sitting on the bed. What were they doing? Do you have any idea? I mean, just wondering.
Job, yeah.
Oh, that's what they're doing.
I laughed. I laughed. I
And-
thought it was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, I thought it was. See, that was to me. That was brilliant. That was like some A24 shit, right?
Overlook was having a furry convention.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of A24, Nico wants to know when is X coming out.
Oh.
I don't remember the release date, Nico, but my God, am I excited for that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have seen quite a bit of. I'm looking it up here. March 18th is when X comes out.
Oh, we don't have long to wait at all.
Wow.
Hopefully, that's a wide release too. But they're at least spending money to promote X because I keep seeing trailers for X popping up on YouTube. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that for sure. Let's see. Ben Grimm says, nice take on Werewolf, but was disappointed it wasn't a killer scarecrow movie. The trailers make it seem like it's a does it? Did it make it seem like a scarecrow movie?
There's a scarecrow in it. I don't know if I remember that from the trailer so much, but yeah, it's not exactly a werewolf or a scarecrow movie, but
I'll tell you a scarecrow movie that's coming out soon, and that's Dark Knight of the Scarecrow Part 2.
Hell
yes,
yeah, brother.
So,
well, let's be honest, nothing can beat Scarecrow's Gone Wild with Ken Shamrock. They needed to stop after that.
He's gonna snap.
jeez, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yes.
Let's see. There's Lauren in the chat. He says, "Cursed. The Cursed is 100% a werewolf film and one of the best of all time."
Yeah, I don't know, Lauren. Though the thing is, like, I think people are gonna have a different idea of what that is. I mean, yeah, it is, but yeah, I won't say too much.
I'm always down for a werewolf film, man. That's
a great
movies.
movie. It is a great movie. I think you will all like it. I'm fairly confident you will all like it, if not love it.
I mean, I've taken the Howling journey in my life, and that's a place that not many men dare travel. So I'm totally gonna see The Cursed.
Well, I mean, we don't get a lot of werewolf movies, and we don't get a lot of good werewolf movies. Yeah. So, I mean, although I think we have been on a pretty decent kick here lately, because what was the one werewolf movie that came out last year that got a lot of
Werewolves?
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed
Curse
that.
of Snow Hollow's the other one. Or
Oh yeah, that was good too.
was it Curse of Snow Hollow? Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, that one had Robert Forster in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that one quite a bit too. I think I like that one better than Werewolves. What was it? Werewolves Among Us or Werewolves Everywhere or something?
Werewolves Within.
Yeah.
Werewolves Within.
My only thing with that movie, once the werewolf stuff kicked in, I didn't think that was the strongest part of that movie.
Yeah, that's where the movie really kind of nosedived for me too.
Yeah,
I was not a big fan of at that point. Yeah, I was like, ugh.
Well, one thing's for sure: Werewolves Within is currently the highest rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes based on a video game. It's the only one over 50%.
Wow.
Yeah.
You mean that Doom movie with The Rock didn't get good scores? That was a classic. Dan, you're a fan of Doom, right?
Doom is a good dumb time. I kind of wish they had not, made them like aliens, gone with the actual demons. But yeah.
Did anybody actually see that sequel that they did?
I did.
You know,
I saw some of it.
they spent more money on that than you'd expect from a Doom sequel like that came out like 15 years later. I'm not saying it's good. It's just it wasn't as cheap as I was expecting it to be.
I've got because the director of that movie commented on my review. What did he say about it? I'm trying to think here.
That's always awkward. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let
man.
me,
Son of a bitch.
no, let me see if I can find his comment.
Do you feel bad when you review a movie like negatively and a director hits you up?
Actually,
Yeah.
I don't even see the comment here anymore. Did he remove it or
He removed it.
let me
He
see?
removed it. He said, "I ain't worried about this guy. What does he know? He doesn't get it."
Trying to do that kind of movie though on that budget, like I will say, hey, kudos. It could have been worse.
Yeah, and his comment is gone. So I don't know if maybe he shut down his channel or he deleted the comment. It wasn't like a mean comment, but I think I'd said something about, I don't even remember, but he was like, he was defensive. He was defensive. Yeah.
I had a director call my former co-host from like way back, a bimbo, over our review of his movie once. So people get mad.
That's
I always
awesome.
feel bad when it's like a under $5,000 micro budget horror movie that they probably maxed out their credit card to make. That's always rough as a critic. It's like, now I feel kind of bad, but gotta give an honest review. Somebody could have spent $20 on your movie, and
Yeah. You don't want to be the guy who's like, you talk somebody into spending $30 on a movie, and then they come back to you and go, "You owe me $30." You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's see. Nick asks us about Antlers. Thoughts on Antlers? I've been debating watching it on HBO Max. I was kind of meh about it, to be honest.
I mean, I'm glad I watched it on HBO and I didn't buy it. I thought it was all right. Yeah.
I enjoyed it quite a bit. It didn't make my top 10, considering how long we had to wait for that movie, though. Too, like your expectations, I think, get pretty high. But no, I think it's definitely worth the watch. I have a couple issues, but overall, I really liked it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. You got Kerry Russell and Fat Damon in there, so it's a fun watch.
Kerry Russell is always, she's always nice to watch. So that part of it I enjoyed for sure. She's no my lady up there in the corner now, though. But
right,
very, very few ladies are.
Felicity.
Anybody else got a topic or anything that they want to? Oh my God! Hold on. We got to do something. Stingray knows exactly where I'm going too. He's shaking his head. He knows exactly where I'm going. Stingray, what do we got? We haven't had a Stingray spotlight from you in a long time. What do we got going on in Stingray Spotlight?
Boom! Right there, baby.
Oh, snap. Girlfriend from
You were
hell.
coming for me tonight, so I had one ready in the chamber.
Nice.
Did you watch it yet?
I finally watched it. Yeah, I thought it was really, really cool. A lot of fun. Really fun watch for you. You guys. This is put out by Culture Shock, so check that out.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, very cool. I've got my copy. I've just not torn into it yet. I've got kind of a backlog going, but there's been some good physical media releases here as of late. So I've got kind of backlogged. I did watch that new Madman 4K last night. Thought it looked pretty good. It certainly enhances some of the problems with the source print. But some of those nighttime sneens, just look absolutely gorgeous. Just that beautiful blue hue, and it's just so. It looked incredible. It looked incredible.
How's that hot tub scene?
Hot tub scene looked pretty good. Although they're There's some print damage during that sequence too. That's kind of annoying. It's like right in the middle of the screen too.
Oh, wow.
So yeah. But overall, it looked pretty good, I thought. So I should have a review out soon.
Nice.
I've not watched the extras. I'm excited to hear Galen Ross talk about the film for the first time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they got an interview with her, and I hope she goes in depth on because I'd always heard that she was very like if somebody brought her a Madman poster at a convention, she wouldn't sign it. That could be BS. I mean, that's just what I'd heard people say. But yeah, so I always imagine
she had a different name on that, right?
She used a pseudonym on that film. Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. So I'm interested in hearing her be interviewed about it for the first time.
Yeah, Vinegar Syndrome's lagging. Did you also get the Dracula Sucks 4K?
No,
that's kind of a must. Piz.
No.
Gotta priorities, man.
Who's naming these movies, man?
I got the Dracula Sucks 4K.
Everybody should get that.
Let's see, what else have I got in the coming up? I know I've got I got the Alligator releases.
Yeah.
Yes,
really looking forward to diving into those, both the first one on 4K and the Mutation. I kind of want to watch the Mutation first though, because I just remember that movie just being crazy. But you know, I'll start with the first one. But yeah, so there's been some good physical media releases as of late. Is anybody getting that new Phenomena?
You should, because I'm hearing that the replicate or whatever it sold out. And
okay.
So yeah, if you haven't locked it in, make sure you do. I have that coming. I did get the Alligator movies, and Alligator holds up so well,
dude.
Yeah.
It was. I was surprised today, and I was like, "Why does this look so good? Like the gator looks pissed."
Yeah.
Well, Piz, you know what they say? Alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush. Mama's wrong again.
Chandler's Wildlife.
I saw it at a drive-in actually right before COVID, and it was funny. There were some younger kids there that saw it and were amazed just like how good it was. It's like, when was this made? Because it doesn't feel like I believe 1980, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Movie. The effects are really, really cool, and I wish we still had movies like Alligator being made today.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've watched 2 though, so I am excited to sit down and check that out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited to see both of them. But yeah, it's been a while. And then I went out and bought like some DVD of Alligator, and it was horrendous. It was like it'd been recorded off of television and burnt onto a disc, and oh god, it was like in that 4:3 aspect ratio, and it just looked horrendous. I watched like a minute of it and I took it out and just
you don't like that nice, you don't like that classic vintage look.
Even that way, I mean, it was awful looking. It was awful looking, awful.
Because like I genuinely wonder, do people really enjoy watching stuff on VHS anymore when they know you can watch something in really good picture quality anymore, or do they just tell themselves that because they have a bunch of VHS tapes?
Who was it on? Didn't somebody on a show recently like show off their new VCR, and they had like an old television hooked up to it? Was it on this show, or was it on it might have been on one of my patron streams. I don't remember. But yeah, they'd got a VCR and they'd got an old school television, and they were like, I'm back in the 80s again. So I don't know. I mean, I have, I guess it depends on because if you watch it on a television like this, I mean, it's gonna be so just squeezed, and it's just not gonna look good. You need that old school television and
old CRT.
Yeah, you just need that. Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't. I'm not hating because I'm a Laserdisc guy, but I mean, some of my '90s, elite Laserdiscs look pretty they look pretty damn good. You
Well,
know,
what's funny is a lot of bootlegs for movies like The Keep and Fright Night 2. Those are coming from the Laserdisc releases of those,
right?
and those
Right.
look really good.
One of
So,
the best looking laser discs I have, and I love it. It's so the thing got like a regular laser disc right during its release, and it's just like a pan and scan. You know, I guess it's basically like a VHS thing. But I had at the mid part of the '90s, Universal did like this nice, lovely studio collection of the thing, and it's beautiful widescreen and everything. And it was the first time John Carpenter ever did a commentary with Kurt Russell for it, and it's one of my favorite laserdiscs I own. Universal did some really cool, like I think I showed on here the Jaws one I had. It's like this thick, and it's
Yeah.
CLV I think or whatever, where it's 30 minutes aside, but I don't know, it's supposed to play better or something. But Universal was like, they were the goats of like the nice laserdisc releases in the 90s, man. They were killing it. I still watch them sometimes, not always, but I'm a laserdisc junkie, man. I still can't ever bring myself to get rid of them. God knows I could sell my Friday the 13th collection and you know, buy my wife a new car, but you know, what can you do?
yeah, what can you do?
Yeah, you've got a hell of a collection there.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody in the chat mentioned the Sword and the Sorcerer 4K. If you've ever watched that movie, Albert Pune, that movie's so much fun. I actually like it even more than Conan, which says something. That wave of film, yeah. And that DVD's been out of print for a very long time, so I highly recommend that. I think it's going to look amazing on 4K.
Mm.
I just need Deathstalker on 4K now. I don't know if Scream still has it, but at least the first two Deathstalkers.
Mm-hmm. I have seen Wildling, Dark Corner Media. I remember liking it.
Yeah, Liv Tyler was in that one, or Brad Dourif. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah, Brad Dourif was in it. Yeah, he played the girl's like father, keeper kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I like that movie a lot. Is Madman worth the upgrade? I have the Blu-ray. Dave, I'm gonna make you wait until my review comes out. Make you sit and stew. So.
Dave, you know you're gonna buy it. You're gonna get it anyway.
I'm on the fence too. I just I want it because I love Madman so much, but I'll watch some reviews of it too. I don't know. I didn't own Alligator, so I was like, that's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah. If your choices are Alligator 4K or Madman 4K, and you've got the Madman Blu-ray, I'd say go Alligator 4K.
The medulla oblongata.
Mm-hmm. We've got Mr. Stam in chat, Dr. CZ Death. John Cena could be a good Ernest. If they do reboot Ernest,
related for God's sake.
John Cena would be good. It'd be a very ripped Ernest, though.
Have you guys watched that Peacemaker show?
I have not. I hear great things about it, though.
Man, I absolutely loved it.
Was it a movie?
John Cena's funny, man. Like, I mean, it's kind of weird. I've never liked the guy. I don't like the guy at all, but he's funny in that series, and you know, the Suicide Squad movie as well.
No, it's a series, not a movie.
It's a series, yeah.
Oh, okay.
On,
yeah.
What, HBO, I think.
Mm. So how did they? Is this a prequel to the Suicide Squad, or did they like resurrect him, or what?
Yeah, they brought him back.
Oh, okay. All right.
Or he didn't die. Well, spoiler, he didn't die.
Oh, okay. Kind of. Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't he call Aquaman a fish banger or something in that? That's what everybody keeps talking about.
They say that quite a few times. Yeah.
There was some kind of controversy over that because, like, from what I've not seen it, but from what I understand, they brought in members of the of the Justice League, but they excluded like Cyborg, and so everybody was like freaking out and calling James Gunn Joss Whedon 2.0, and
Oh God.
like it was Gunn who didn't want him or something. I don't know. I mean, you know how Twitter is, so.
That guy wasn't a very good actor, though. I don't think Joss Whedon was lying about that. If you go back and watch that movie, he wasn't great.
Yeah.
Cancel him.
Joe Reese, Shot Factory bought the rights to Alf. Will I buy a Blu-ray set of Alf? Does Alf eat cats?
Do they get the TV movie too, where it fixes fixes? I kind of like the dark ending, but
I loved Alf back in the day. I don't remember the ending though, but I loved Alf back in the day. There's photos of me somewhere on my birthday wearing an Alf shirt and an Alf cap.
Nice.
Awesome.
Loved me some Alf back in the day. So I was actually talking to Jeremy about Alf earlier. That's odd. That yeah.
Hey Piz, I just thought of something to bring up real quick.
Sure.
Screambox. I've been watching Freddy's Nightmares on Screambox.
Heck yeah.
And I'm having a good time watching some shitty TV. Honestly, they're so cheap, but some of them are kind of fun. You know, I like the Friday the 13th show too, but you know those were cheap. But some of the stories were fairly compelling. You know, on the Friday the 13th show, these are just. I mean, it's much more in tune with Freddy. You know, the Trick or Treat episode was really cool. I think I saw Brad Pitt in an episode. I was like, what the hell was that all about?
Yeah.
You know?
Saw Mariska Hargitay in one of them.
I mean, Piz, have you ever
Corey
seen
Petty.
the show?
I have. It's been a long time. What's the quality of them like on the Screamcast thing?
Absolutely terrible.
Yeah, they're not great. I mean, you'll notice some scenes they look like VHS tapes, fairly relatively like maybe 5 or 6 year old looking VHS tapes, not piss poor. Sometimes the shots will be a little bit more blurry, and other times they'll look, you know, you forget, you don't think about the quality. You're just, most of them are good enough to where you can, you know, enjoy it. But I want to say, I love to death No More Mr. Nice Guy, the debut episode.
Yeah, the Toby Hooper directed one. Yeah,
I mean, I kept telling myself this is going to be like the real deal, man. They're going to be Freddy's on trial, and I'd never really seen this episode top to bottom. I would see YouTube clips all the time of bits and pieces, and I was like, I wonder what the tone is going to be for this first episode, because I've heard people talk about it in all this kind of ways. They go into the courtroom, and there is, you know, it's like over the top Hannibal Lecter stuff. In the courtroom is a Statue of Liberty shade green mini jail cell that Freddy is in, completely enclosed. He's not sitting, you know, handcuffed at the defendant's side, you know, with his lawyer next to him, where he's just got to sit there, you know, like in reality. He's in the green enclosed jail cell, and when they didn't sign the search warrant, they open the thing, and Freddy's just like, he's walking out of there. I'm like, man, this is ridiculous. But it was entertaining, man. I love that debut episode. It's in another reality, they could have legitimately, I think, do a cool movie about that real genuine story, you know, because I really appreciated them trying to tie the pieces together. But it is you know, 80s horror television to the max, man, and I'm eating it up.
I used to have that episode
Toby Hooper,
on
right?
VHS. Yeah, Toby Hooper directed that. Yeah, I used to have that episode on VHS. I wish I still did, but yeah.
Is there the speculation is, though, if this is coming on Screambox officially, does this mean we could possibly get a DVD of this show? Maybe not. I don't know, you know, but the fact this is an official stream, is a step in the right direction, possibly. You know, I don't know. We'll see, I guess.
I'm glad that it's finally out there for people who've wanted to see it all these years to see it, because I mean, it has turned into like this curiosity where, like, you know, people have seen bits and pieces and they've heard people talk about it, and so I'm glad that it's finally out there. So is Screenbox like a paid service or?
Yeah, it's like a Shudder. And I don't want to disparage the site, because quite frankly, it's a pretty decent site and there is free stuff on there. You don't have to make an account. You can go on there and they'll have some stuff that's free. You have to do the $4.99 a month for Freddy's Nightmares. It's $4.99 and you get a free month. It's a good site. It's just, you know, it's basically Shudder. You'll see a lot of the same kind of titles. So I wish them all the best. I don't know. I'll probably finish the show and dip out, but it's you know, I mean, I have Shudder. It's kind of like having a streaming service is one thing with competition, but when you have a second horror streaming service, it's a little much, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm shocked, quite frankly, that Shudder didn't get the show. I mean, I was like, what is Screenbox? You know, maybe Dan or you have heard of it. I'd never heard of Screenbox.
I'd never heard of it either.
Yeah, I've been looking into it. I don't have it yet, but I mean, I'll tell you, $5.99 for Shudder. I watch a lot on Shudder. I get my $5.99's worth. I don't know if Freddy's Nightmares is gonna entice me to get Screenbox, but it has been a very long time since I've watched them, so who knows? I was always more of a Monsters guy, which was also very low budget, but I have more nostalgia for that. Whenever the opening would come on, I was very happy.
I love all that anthology stuff. I eat it up, man.
Yeah. We're getting a lot of, I mean, Night Gallery came to Blu-ray, so, you know, you never know. I know people that hate Freddy's Nightmares that will shell down the money to buy that Blu-ray set. So, you know, it'll certainly sell. But Friday the 13th reigns supreme for me. I think that is an amazing show that doesn't get enough credit.
Was I the only one like pissed off that Jason's not in that? I mean, that was the whole thing for me, was like, where's Jason? It's stupid antiques everywhere.
I think that's what held that show back for a while, because it's like, oh, yeah, but that doesn't have Jason Voorhees in it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, no, try it. Please watch it. It's so good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was ever confirmed that the hockey mask, I know that was always the story, that, like, had it have gone on, that would be, like, the big final thing would be Jason's hockey mask, and they would tie it in somehow.
I like the show, man. I enjoyed
cool.
John D. LeMay a lot. Thought he was a cool dude, man. And
I was glad that when I saw that he was in Jason Goes to Hell, I thought that was so cool, because it kind of tied.
Right.
You know, yeah. I love that they put him in Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah. There's a lot of Friday the 13th-esque-ness in the Freddy's Nightmare show. I mean, what the hell? Episode 2, which I enjoyed a lot, starring Laura Park Lincoln, directed by Tom McLaughlin. I was like, well, look at this. And that was Piz, I'm telling you, some of the gore in that show, I don't know, Jay can probably tell you, it took me back a little bit for TV.
Kind of surprising, yeah, what they got away with.
Yeah. I remember some of those episodes being kind of violent and risque, you know. So,
yeah, I'm having a blast, man. It's fun being able to watch the show.
That's cool. Anything else on y'all's minds? Any topics you want to discuss?
Did anybody watch Hellbender on Shudder yet? It's the most recent one they put up. I've not seen it myself, but I've heard really good things. I don't know if anybody's checked it out yet.
I have not. I don't think I've heard of it.
I don't remember the last thing I watched on Shudder. It was probably that monster icon thing with
Boris Karloff.
No. I watched that, but it was the last thing I think I watched was, it was like basically like a 5-part documentary, just telling me a bunch of stuff I already know about Michael, Jason, Freddy.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I did like the Hellraiser episode quite a lot, though.
Didn't see that one. I saw the Friday the 13th one because Netflix has like basically the exact same documentary series
Movies
where they're
that-
talking about So
Are they doing another Cursed films? I thought I heard.
not that I've heard.
Maybe it's something else. Actually, I'm pretty sure they are bringing that back. I'm kind of curious what movies they cover at this point, though, because they did a lot of the big ones.
Yeah.
I wish they interviewed Lauren for the Twilight Zone one. I think that would have been amusing.
or if they do like an American Werewolf in London one.
Yeah.
Because I mean he is a huge fan.
Cursed Films was probably my favorite thing Shudder ever did. Quite frankly, I thought it was really ballsy to actually go into this making. I mean, they showed the footage and stuff too, and I don't know. I thought it was important to see that, just to, because you don't have to worry about hearsay and this and that. I mean, it was the real deal, man. I mean, they showed everything, and I actually appreciated the Poltergeist episode because, I appreciate the lore and the story of all the stuff with Poltergeist, but it's high time people know the truth, about what all happened,
Yeah, there's some dark rumors surrounding that movie for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It has been renewed for another season, so that's good.
What do y'all think about the episode about the exorcist and that guy showing up to people's houses and doing exorcisms on people? I want to say like that was really good acting from some of those people's parts, but look, I was raised Roman Catholic. We learned about exorcisms. Like, I had nuns for teachers. We learned about historical exorcisms, and I was raised to believe that this happens. I mean, I've gotten older, and I started thinking for myself in other ways, and I question this stuff. I don't know if it's real, but I'm fascinated by that kind of thing. What did you guys think of that in that episode? I thought that was compelling stuff at the end of the day.
Historically, it was a lot of times people with schizophrenia, and that's
right.
How they handled it. It's actually pretty sad, but yeah. I will give a cheap plug as far as the Landis stuff. If you haven't read Lauren's book, Blue Eel, there's kind of a very similar call back to what happened on the Twilight Zone movie that's really interesting.
I was curious to know if any of you guys heard of this upcoming movie that's coming out in March. It's the only movie coming out next month aside from the Batman that I'm interested in. But it's coming out on Hulu, and it's called Deep Water. It's a psychological thriller directed by Adrian Lyne, and this is his first film in 20 years. He did Jacob's Ladder and Unfaithful and Fatal Attraction. And all I know about it is that it's based on a novel by Patricia Highsmith, who wrote Strangers on a Train and Talented Mr. Ripley. And the premise is a married couple who have fallen out of love with each other begin playing deadly mind games against one another that begin seeing those around them dying. And it stars Ben Affleck. Am I the only one that's interested in that?
Until you said Ben Affleck, probably.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'll check it out though. It's a great filmmaker.
Okay.
Yeah. Adrian Lyne's an awesome filmmaker.
Yeah. If anybody hasn't checked out on Netflix The Wasteland yet, that's still my favorite so far this year.
Don't go into it if you're already in a down mood, though.
Yeah, no, it's yeah.
That's
It's a
yeah.
downer.
That's why I put it off.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to get in the right mood for it.
But then again, if you go into it like in a super happy mood, it's going to crush you. So I'm not sure what kind of mood you need to be in to go into that movie. Here's wake up in the morning, first thing you do, start watching that movie. There you go. So you don't know what hits you. You're not even you don't even know what's going to hit you. So all right, Christian's going to take off. Christian, take care, man. Have a good rest of your night.
Oh, have a good night, Christian.
Yeah, see you, man.
So, yeah.
Well, why don't we go ahead and wrap things up? I think we've covered a number of bases tonight, talked about a number of topics. Our old buddy Monty's in the chat. Monty, what's up? How you doing, man?
Hey, Monty.
Yeah, how you doing?
Love you, man.
Let's do some shout outs here before we call it a night. Shout out to our buddy Nico for the $10 super chat. Thank you very much for that, sir. Much appreciated. Let's see who's still with us here tonight. We've got Jess, Cable Channel 11. We've got my buddy Keith, Captain Halloween. We got Dark Corner Media. That's I think that might be that's a new viewer. So thanks for tuning in tonight, Dark Corner Media. Appreciate it, man. We got the Daily Ghost. We've got Rock Music Forever 90, Ben Grimm, Wander This World 97, Dr. CZ Death, Jason Lima. How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. There's Dave from Jersey. Brian Trash. What's going on, Brian? Joe Stradamus. Nice. I like that name. Simon Morris. Barney Likes Beer. I believe that's a new viewer too. Welcome, Barney. Thanks for tuning in. I think Joe Stradamus may be a new viewer too. So my goodness, we got some new names in the chat tonight. Cliff Booth, our old buddy Nick from the Lost River Drive-In. Let's see. I know DJ was here earlier. Shout out to DJ. Shout out to Brad Frazier. Shout out to Lauren, who was in the chat earlier. The world's biggest John Landis fan. And Zombie7979. Oh, and Jamie was in the chat earlier too. Shout out to Jamie too. Let's see. Mr. Stingray, where can we find you on social media?
Jay the Stingray, everywhere.
Okay.
Check it out.
Cool. Stone, where can we find you on social media?
Just Twitter at Stone Gasman.
Okay. And of course, your YouTube channel and your Nosferatu live commentary coming up.
Yes, absolutely. And just real quick, Nosferatu will be this Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next Saturday, I'll be doing Tales from the Crypt, the British anthology film from 1972. And then finally, the week after that will be The Godfather on March 12th.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Wow. Very
50th
nice.
anniversary audio commentary for The Godfather.
Okay.
It's my favorite movie of all time, so I'll definitely check that one out.
Wait a minute. You prefer The Godfather over Godfather 2?
Yes.
Okay. But Godfather 3 is the best.
You better be on my commentary, man. You better be my wingman here.
Godfather 3 is the best. I think we can all agree.
We can all agree. Listen, if you love cannolis and opera, Godfather 3 is the best movie you've ever seen, I'm sure. I love a good cannoli every now and again, but God.
Yeah. Woo.
Although that helicopter, where the helicopter is shooting in on all the gangsters, that's a pretty cool scene. Dan, where can we find you on social media?
Flesh Wound Features on YouTube, and we've got a lot of Texas Chainsaw stuff up right now. We just recorded our franchise show last night, and we showed off a lot of really cool merchandise as well on that show, so that was a good one. We're also a little later than we expected. We're going to cover some non-canon Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies that are not official, but nonetheless a lot of fun.
Some adult oriented
They are adult oriented. Yes, they don't use the chainsaw so much as other things.
Yes, other appendages, and we won't even get into it. It's just too filthy, too filthy. I will be having my first Bloodstream of 2022 with director Dave Parker on the 27th, beginning at 9 p.m. So mark your calendar for that. That'll be an interesting conversation with Dave. And Jeremy and I are going to be trying out that new Coke flavor very soon. I've got 2 bottles here, chilling, ready for the taste test. So I'm looking forward to that.
Stardust or something like that?
Starlight. It's called Starlight.
Starlight.
Yes. I also picked up a big canister of toxic waste sour candies. And I thought maybe we'd do a video trying those out, but I've had some people on social media go, don't do it. Just don't do it. So I don't know. Maybe they're really bad, which would probably be a brief video because Jeremy'd go, and then it's over. He's not touching another one. So, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Chris, thank you for the €5 super chat, sir. Very kind of you. That was a great show again. Good night, everybody. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that very much. Gruesome Glenn, yes. You'll have to check us out on the VOD. That'll be up shortly. So, yeah. All right. Well, you guys have a good rest of your night. Everybody watching, everybody on the panel, thank you for joining me again. And hold on, before we call it a night, we need to do something really quick here. Wait a minute. I can't find her picture. All right. We'll just, okay. We won't, we were going to go out on my lady right there, but she's in the corner. So to my lady. All right, you guys have a great one. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you again very, very soon. Peace.
Watch or be punished.